stars. You've heard a lot of people talk about sport or activity skill set specific training. Now, I want you to understand something. Specific skill set training is only important if you are a competitor or operator within that specific skill set and need to be at the highest level of that skill set because it's your job, because people's lives are on the line, because of this or that, whatever. But if you are practicing martial arts for self-defense, health, and fitness, if you are practicing strength training for health and fitness, if you're doing anything just for fun, as a hobby, for health and fitness, for for just personal expression, don't get caught up in this idea that you have to be so skill set specific. It's not that important. It's a lot more important to be a competent and capable and not dysfunctional mover. And the reason I say this is because so many people go to such extremes within their skill set that not only are they taking away from their ability to function in the rest of life, but they often end up producing overtraining patterns, and I don't mean metabolic overtraining. I mean pattern overload, nervous. I mean, your nerve processes are still metabolism, but but the thing is, you create kind of a one-way street for your nervous system, and it says only move in this way because I said so, because that's how we've trained, that's what we're ready for. And the problem is that life is very, very complex. Chaos abounds, and if you are only competent in one very small area, you tend to fall apart when those chaos factors hit, from any of the different angles. So, if you're competing, train the skills you need to for that competition. If you are a professional operator, whether it be emergency services or law enforcement, military, whatever, do what's going to make you most successful in those things. You have to be specific in those things. Nobody's arguing that. Being a bodybuilder is not going to help you be a SWAT officer. It's just not. But the fact is that if that's not what you're doing, if you're a clerk at the convenience store and you practice praying mantis kung fu on the weekends, and you have a couple of children, and you like to once or twice a week go and play pool and have a beer, well, you're going to need a larger variety of things. You're going to want to do a much more generalized set of things that are going to make you successful more across the board. You're going to look for a more generalized skill set. Being specific only applies when your lifestyle is that specific. If your lifestyle is more general, your training really does need to be more generalized. If you want to be high-performing general, I think I think Ido Portal's method is among the very best, but you can't always afford something like that. But hitting up a CrossFit gym or going to a place where you can exercise a more generalized set of skills of movement practice is going to suit you better over the long run. If you just want to age gracefully, learn how to move. Don't worry about setting world records with your deadlift. Hitting personal records is great. Do it. Always be making progress. But don't worry about getting that 1,000-pound deadlift. I'm not telling you to not strive for more. If you can do a 1,000-pound deadlift, by all means, train it. But the thing is that Don't over-specialize when your lifestyle does not demand it, because it will limit you in other functions. Be a generalist when you need to. Be a specialist when you need to. But don't ever think that specializing is going to help you across the board, because it simply won't. Good journey.